So this is Baruch back at the Tikkun Elevator Kolo. So we're going to live up to our name and continue to learn Zohar. We need to make this connection. These are trying days. Days which we all pray will end in light, not in darkness. But from then, we understand that Sukkot is over. It ended, unfortunately, with a tremendous show of displeasure from Hashem Yisbarach to us as a people. We don't know if it's over yet. May God bless us all. May we all be lifted up. And so therefore we learn the Zohar here. So we try to get closer and closer to the true meaning of life, the area which is really devoid of the false impressions of the news media, of all the media that's around us, that we're surrounded by communication now. It's unbelievable. So this is the year 2023, 5784 from creation. And so therefore, I was just thinking of a thought. There's so many different ideas about how old the earth is. The earth doesn't matter. What really matters is where man is there to be able to understand or to be able to appreciate where he is. Because before that, there's no appreciation. There's no ability to be able to have perspective. But man has perspective. And so therefore their count begins with man, not with the age of the earth or any physical thing that could try to figure out. So here we come back to BREISHIT again. We're learning the Zohar. It's a Mekan V'Lahalo or the Isbare. So after this, we have the concept. Isbare means or is created. What? Light or. Light is created. It starts talking about us. Light. V'iz gniz v'iz kalal v'bris. And it becomes hidden. Now, this seems like it's like a really deep idea. Vis kalil b'bris, and it becomes incorporated in the concept of bris. Hachul da'al, so that we're talking about this, which grew b'shoshana in with the shoshana v'apek ba'zara, and as in other words, it matured, it ripened, and brought out seeds. V'do ikri eitz ose pri. This is called the concept which we have here of a tree that makes fruit. Asher zaro bo, that you could use it. Zaro, it has seed with it. Bahachu zera, this seed, kaimach ba'os bris mamish. So this, he says, this seed, it exists, it maintains itself, or find a better word, attaches itself, kaima, ba'os bris, at the sign of the bris, mamish. So just thinking about all the people who were murdered by the Palestinians, by the Hamas, at this party that was going on, I probably was not particularly sneeze. Let's go on and let's look at the Matak B'Devash. Matak B'Devash writes like this. This is what I want to say. This phrase, it says, Mikan B'Lahalov, as we start from here and go forward. So he said, Mishem Elokim HaShlishi. For the third time that the name Elokim is used, Ad Sofa Parsha Shal Yom Rishon, and at the end of the Torah reading for the first day. Nizka Chamesh Pamim Or, the word Or is mentioned 5 times. V'hu B'al the Remez, so what is it trying to teach us? What's the secret here? Or the Isbri, that's talking about the created light. Or Shenivra V'Yom Rishon, the light that is created on the first day. Shu Shorish HaChamisha Chesadim, which is the root of the 5 Chesadim. What 5 Chesadim? Shene'etzlo Mechababina, that came out from Virma HaNikros Elokem. Now, there are 5 letters in the name Elokem, but the Bina is called Elokem. So he said again, the 5 Chesadim that we were talking about, that were the petals underneath the rose that protect the rose. He says, Shene'etzlo Mechababina, they come out from Bina HaNikros Elokem, which is called Elokem. Kedei lahayer el hamalchus, in order to be able to shine to malchus, The to'elas ha'olam, for the purpose of what? Ultimate gift to the world. Because ruach ha'ma'atzah, but when the power of generation, now generation meaning matzah means he who causes distances from himself. And this is called the ultimate, this is a force, which is called Ogasha Ra HaMa'atzah Le'elyon. So when the Matzah Le'elyon, the ultimate force, Shachar Rishayim Sheyavo Le'olim, the Rishayim, yes, they will be in the world. They will cause, as a result of the sinning and the lowness in which they get involved in, that the Yisonim should get control of them, and then suck off, drain off from of life force itself to the Chesadim Shebemalchus, those 5 Chesadim. Siluk or Zechav Malchus, and this will cause that light to leave Malchus. What is it that the other side wants? They want life. This is all hidden and incorporated in the concept of bris, shuhu yisod, the zer anpin, which is the yisod of zer anpin. The hachul, the anchul b'shoshana. Hainu osaha yisod, that is this concept of yisod. Now, what this means here. HaMisyached im HaShoshana Shehi HaMalchus. Now, let's go back and let me just pick that up again. I know what he's talking about, but I'm not sure that I can understand it. He says the bris, where is the bris located? Let me see, I can't see it. Let me get it up here, sorry. So where is the bris located? So here he says the bris is located at the end of Yisod. The nechol bebris shuhu yisod is their anpin. So the bris, that is this whole concept of what? This ore is hidden over there. Hahu the anchul b'shoshana, that is which went up into the Shoshana, covers it on the Haina also. HaMisyached im HaShoshana Shecha Malchus, he says that it's the place, it's the bridge where the Yisod actually joins to Malchus. In other words, the flow from up above Malchus joins at that place. Va'apek ba'zara. And when those two come together, Umotziana ma'ashpicha b'bacha b'zerach HaKodesh shuhu or ha'chei chasadim b'soda yichud. So now he's making a different, it seems to me that it's a different metaphor. Before he had the chasadim, they were holding her up. They were below her. It seems like they're below her, holding her. But now he's saying that they also come into her from up above. Amotzi mashpia, so he brings out and he pours into her Zerah HaKodesh, the holy seed. That is the seed that comes from the beginning of all reality. Shuhu or ha'chei chasadim. Once again, these are the 5 chasadim b'sod the yichud, which actually joins her to him, and the sweetness which was holding her up now is also inside of her. V'do ikri eitz oseh pri asher zaro bo. That's the concept of that eitz which makes a pri that has seed in it. V'zechav yisod. This is called the concept of yisod. The yisod is the coupler. Hanikra eitz she'oseh pri b'malchus. It's called a tree that makes fruit. The fruit it makes is found in Malchus. V'hein neshamas tzadikim, and what is that fruit? And the neshamas tzadikim, noldos are yidecha beyichud zon. They come to birth as a result of the yichud that takes place in zon. V'ahu zera kaima ba'os bris mamish. Of this zera really stands in the bris itself, in the place of the bris. Now this, let's try to understand it. So he says that the zera that flows from actually Zer Anpin, or the Yisod of Zer Anpin, into Malchus, that is the male, into the female. That's where you find the Britzon Lomar, Shaharuchni Eino Kagashmi. Ruchnius is not like physicality. It's not exactly. The light that is streamed into Malchus, Nishar Gam came be Yisod Kamakaidim. It's still inside the Yisod, just like before it was Mashpia to Malchus. Vukam Madlik Ner Miner, and what's it like? In other words, the light never leaves the Yisod. It's like lighting a candle from a candle. The first candle is still burning. So this is the pasuk of what the meaning, the secret of this meaning, that it has seed in it. But even after the mating of Zeranpin and Malchus, the Yesodis of both, and the transfer of the Chesadim into the interior of Malchus, Neshach HaZerah Bo B'Yesod, it's still, the Zerah is still in the Yesod. And this is the secret of what the rabbis say, Or HaShabarach HaKodesh Baruch Hu B'Yom Rishon, the light that HaKodesh Baruch Hu created in the first day, Shal Ma'aseh Bereshis. Adam Sofa Bo B'Sofa Olam Vod Sofa Sofa, man can see from one end of the world. Sofa, Adam Sofa Bo can see, Sofa means to see. Bo Sofa Olam, from the end of the world, V'ad Sofa, until the other end of the world. So he said, but since that HaKodesh Baruch Hu, he was looking at the door of Mabul, Ubedor HaFloga, and also that door, Rosh and he saw that what they were doing, their deeds were completely and totally corrupt. He stood and he hid himself from them. For the me, Gonzo, the tzaddikim, the Chasidevo, who did he hide them away for? So they could say he hid them away from the world. He hid them away for the tzaddikim in the future. Or that he says like that the beginning of this light, it was for the purpose of shining into Malchus, for that's really the ultimate consumption of the world. In other words, to bring the world the world is the desire to receive, and here it's coming. But when HaKodesh Baruch Hu saw that surrounding all this is all kinds of bad ideas that take you away from the truth, he said when Chesed saw the Ma'aser Rishayim, Ganas Orzeh, he hid away that light. The light is a light of stupidity. So that the world should not be missing from this, and not missing this. The Mala will never leave completely from up above. The light's still there, the light of connection. Even though that we here, down here, live in darkness. And now, especially what's happening in Eretz Yisrael, really, really afraid for the future. Doesn't mean that the light that was up above us and went away. We could still reach for it. And we could really still pull ourselves into that. But it's still inside of Yisod. It's there, and it's there if we could reach it. But we have to realize we have to deal with the problems here in this world. Because it's only this world is the vehicle to the next one. You can't skip it. So that through this yichud, this special yichud, if we can get it back, if we could bring the Shekhinah back to a position where it could receive the light from up above, the Ratz and the Kabbal, we want to receive that light. We want to receive that light, but we have to purify ourselves in such a way and dedicate ourselves in such a way that we could be able to receive that light. Behind the Gonzuch, the Tzaddikim, the Chasidim, that is that they hid it away for the Tzaddikim for the future. Pirush the Shnei Tzaddikim. So its Pirusha is that there are two Tzaddikim, Shem Tzadik v'Tzadik. So let's look at these two words. One of them is called the Tzadik. The other ones are called Tzadik. What is Tzadik? Tzadik is always the word for Yitzod. The Tzadik is the man who gives us. So I personally think here you have the tzaddik as the Matak Medavash. He's giving us a pirush, a really beautiful, beautiful pirush on the Zohar. He said, Malchus l'tzorach yechudim, and also Malchus. That is, Malchus is the recipient of the gift. The Malchus, as a result of that, becomes equal. It's just like, your uncle. He has $1 million for you. When he gives you the $1 million, he still has $1 million. He still got that. He says he gives it for you, and now both of you have $1 million, and now you have the ability, because he had the ability to produce more millions out of his million. You have it too. You have all the essence of the whole thing, and everything, the metaphor is, becomes sweet. In what? L'tzorech yechudim, because they become one and indistinguishable. That's it. This is Baruch Fleischman, Tikkun Elevator Kolo.